Good evening. Welcome to South Asia Newsline. I'm Skarim Zimik. Here are the top stories we're tracking for you on Monday, the 29th of June. India-Bhutan ink agreement for joint venture hydroelectric project. Six killed in attack on Pakistan stock exchange in Karachi. 4 gunmen shot dead. And protesters demand release of Baloch missing persons by Pakistani forces. And now for all the details, India recorded 19,459 new coronavirus cases and 380 deaths in the last 24 hours, taking total coronavirus cases in the country to over 548,000. Meanwhile, India national capital will get a plasma bank for the treatment of the novel coronavirus patients, Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal announced on Monday.
Delhi Chief Minister Arvind Kejriwal on Monday said that a plasma bank will be established in the national capital to help treat COVID-19 patients. The plasma bank will be set up at the Institute of Liver and Biliary Sciences in Delhi, and anyone who needs plasma will need a recommendation from a doctor, he added. Kejriwal pointed out that the central government has allowed plasma therapy in Delhi government and private hospitals. The convalescent plasma therapy aims at using antibodies from the blood of a recovered COVID-19 patient to treat those critically affected by the virus.
प्लाज्मा वो लोग दे सकते हैं जो अभी कोरोना जिनको हुआ और वो ठीक हो गए, जिन्हें कोरोना हुआ और वो ठीक हो गए, उनके खून के अंदर एंटीबॉडीज बनती हैं जो उन्हें कोरोना से बचाती हैं। अगर उनके खून से प्लाज्मा निकाल के कोरोना के मरीज को दे दिया जाए तो कोरोना का मरीज जल्दी ठीक हो जाता है, उसके शरीर में भी एंटीबॉडीज बननी चालू हो जाती हैं। तो इस टाइम लोग प्लाज्मा लेने के लिए दर-दर की ठोकरें खा रहे हैं। इसीलिए दिल्ली सरकार ने तय किया है कि हम दिल्ली में प्लाज्मा बैंक बनाएंगे।
This comes as India recorded 19,459 new coronavirus cases in the last 24 hours. According to Health Ministry, the total coronavirus cases in the country stands at 548,318, including 210,120 active cases and 16,475 deaths.
India's Foreign Minister SJaishankar on Monday attended via video conference the signing ceremony of Concession Agreement for 600 MW Kholongchhu JV-Hydroelectric Project in Bhutan. This will lead to the commencement of construction of the first joint venture hydroelectric project between India and Bhutan. The concessional agreement for the 600 MW Kholongchhu Hydroelectric Project located on the lower coast of the Kholongchhu River in eastern Bhutan's Trashiangse district was signed between India and Bhutan on Monday. India's Foreign Minister SJaishankar attended the signing ceremony via video conference from New Delhi. This will lead to commencement of construction and other works of this first joint venture hydroelectric project between India and Bhutan, and the project is expected to be completed in the second half of 2025. Both Jaishankar and his Bhutanese counterpart Dr. Tandi Dorji emphasized the importance of hydropower development as an important pillar of mutually beneficial bilateral economic cooperation.
This is the first ever joint venture project, as was noted, to be implemented in Bhutan. I congratulate both the JV partners, SJVNL of India and DGPC of Bhutan, for this remarkable feat and hope that they will both literally and metaphorically leave no stone unturned in expeditiously completing the project.
Hydropower sector is the flagship area of India-Bhutan bilateral cooperation. The 720 MW Mangdechu hydroelectric project was jointly inaugurated earlier in August 2019 by the Prime Ministers of India and Bhutan. With this, 4 hydroelectric projects of bilateral cooperation are already operational in Bhutan. In the news from Pakistan,
Security forces killed 4 gunmen who attempted to storm the Pakistan Stock Exchange compound in Karachi city in a gun and grenade attack on Monday. There was no immediate claim of responsibility.
4 gunmen attacked the Pakistani Stock Exchange building in the city of Karachi on Monday, but security forces killed them all, police said. 2 other people were also killed, the military said, adding that the security forces were conducting a sweep for any remaining attackers. The gunmen attacked the building, which is in a high security zone that also houses the head offices of many private banks, with grenades and guns, said Ghulam Nabi Memon, Chief of Police in Pakistan's biggest city and its financial hub. The gunmen initially threw a grenade at security men posted outside the stock exchange compound, then opened fire on a security post. The 4 were killed when security forces posted there responded. There was no immediate claim of responsibility. Meanwhile, the Pakistan Stock Exchange did not suspend trading during the attack.
Moving on, protests were held on Sunday in Balochistan and Germany against the illegal detention of Baloch political activists by Pakistani security and intelligence agencies. The protesters also raised the issue of enforced disappearances and oppression inflicted upon innocent civilians by Pakistan in Balochistan. Demonstrations were held in Balochistan as well as in Germany on Sunday against the illegal and forceful abduction of Baloch political activists and intellectuals by Pakistan's security and intelligence agencies. In Balochistan's Quetta city, demonstration was held by Voice for Baloch Missing Persons, a non-governmental organization which demanded the release of hundreds of missing persons, including Dr. Deen Mohammed Baloch, who was abducted 11 years ago. Similarly, the Baloch National Movement, a pro-independence party of Balochistan, also held protests in Berlin to mark the 11 years of Dr. Deen Mohammed Baloch's abduction. The protesters raised the issue of abductions, oppression and gross human rights violations inflicted by the Pakistani state agencies in Balochistan.
Today, we are here to demand from the international community and so-called human rights organizations to pressurize Pakistan to stop abduction of Baloch political and human rights activists and release Dr. Deen Mohammed Baloch.
Activists have long expressed concern over sharp rise in enforced disappearances and killings of political activists and innocent civilians by Pakistan. They blame thousands in the region have been internally displaced because of armed conflicts and army operations over the years. US President Donald Trump on Sunday said he was never briefed about Russian efforts to pay bounties to Taliban-linked militants to kill US troops in Afghanistan, blasting a New York Times report that he had been told about the rewards but had not acted to respond to Moscow.
US President Donald Trump on Sunday on Twitter denied any prior knowledge of a report on Russian efforts to pay Taliban-linked militants to kill US troops in Afghanistan. The tweet comes after US intelligence found that a Russian military intelligence unit linked to assassination attempts in Europe offered rewards for successful attacks on American and coalition soldiers last year, and Islamist militants were believed to have collected some of the bounty money. The New York Times was first to report the news on Friday, and on Sunday the Times published an additional report citing officials briefed on the matter. It said US intelligence and special operations forces in Afghanistan alerted superiors about the suspected Russian bounty plot as early as January. The White House and Director of National Intelligence denied the report on Saturday. Russia's foreign ministry has also dismissed the report. The US invaded Afghanistan in 2001, and the death toll of American service members has surpassed 2,400 in the longest war in Washington's history.
In news from Bangladesh, at least 30 ferry passengers were killed in Bangladeshi capital Dhaka on Monday when the vessel in which they were travelling sank after a collision, local media reports said. A fire service official said the boat had around 50 passengers aboard when it capsized in Buri Ganga River that runs along southwest Dhaka. The dead include 6 women and 3 children. Some passengers swam ashore to safety, but some were still missing. Rescue operations were underway till the last reports came in. Hundreds of people die each year in ferry accidents in Bangladesh, a low-lying country that has extensive inland waterways but lacks safety standards. Private ambulances in capital Dhaka are playing a critical role in Bangladesh's fight against the coronavirus, where there is a shortage of official hospital ambulances. The vehicle have become so ingrained in the country's virus response, its official emergency helpline 999 now directly links callers to private ambulances.
Thousands of private ambulances in Dhaka are playing a critical role in Bangladesh's fight against the coronavirus, where there is a shortage of official hospital ambulances. There are approximately 6,000 private ambulances in Bangladesh, half of them in the capital, that do the difficult work of transporting patients as well as the deceased in and out of the city, compared to about 500 government hospital ambulances, according to President of the Bangladesh Ambulance Owners Association. The private vehicles have become so ingrained in the country's virus response, its official emergency helpline 999 now directly links callers to private ambulances along with traditional police and fire services. In recent months, the emergency 999 number has essentially become like a coronavirus hotline.
বাংলাদেশে আমাদের প্রায় ৬,০০০ এর মতন অ্যাম্বুলেন্স আছে, তার মধ্যে ঢাকাতেই প্রায় ৩,০০০ অ্যাম্বুলেন্স আছে। সারা বাংলাদেশে আমাদের অ্যাম্বুলেন্সগুলো কাজ করছে। যখনই 999 জাতীয় জরুরি সেবা আমাদেরকে ফোন দিচ্ছে, আমরা তখনই সেই জায়গায় গাড়ি পাঠিয়ে দিচ্ছি।
There are 490 private ambulances specifically tasked to work with the line, although dispatchers can call upon the other private providers as well.
এই মহামারী অবস্থায় সারা বাংলাদেশে করোনা রোগী ছাড়া অন্য কোনো রোগী পাচ্ছি না আমরা এখন। যেখানে যাচ্ছি সেখানে করোনা রোগী এবং আমরা ডেড বডি নিয়ে এই পর্যন্ত থেকে ওই পর্যন্ত যাচ্ছি স্যার।
As of Monday, there have been 137,787 coronavirus cases in Bangladesh and 1,738 deaths.
With the peak season currently ongoing, farmers in India's northern Uttar Pradesh province have said they're aiming the Middle Eastern markets to export their mango produce and increase their revenues. Indian mangoes account for 60% of the world's production. Farmers in India's northern Uttar Pradesh province have said they are aiming the Middle Eastern markets to export their mango produce and increase their revenues, with peak season currently ongoing. Indian mangoes, which account for 60% of the world's production, are in great demand and are known as the king of fruits, but exporters are yet to tap the global market potential. India, being the largest producer of mangoes in the world, produces mangoes worth millions a year. A farmer said the government has been supporting them amid the coronavirus pandemic.
हमारे यहाँ का दशहरी है, लंगड़ा है, चौसा है और अदर्स वैरायटीज़ हैं। अब उसको प्रमोट करने के लिए हमने काफ़ी मेहनत की है और सरकार ने भी हमारा साथ दिया, तो हमने अपनी पूरी मार्केट में मिडिल ईस्ट की पकड़ की है पश्चिमी उत्तर प्रदेश के आम के लिए।
Indian mangoes are exported to many Middle Eastern and European countries from India. They're used to make desserts, juice, shakes, mousse and puri. Well, that's all we have for you from South Asia this evening. Now, viewers can watch the show on SouthAsiaNewsline.com. You can also visit us on Facebook.com/SAsiaNewsline and follow us on Twitter @SAsiaNewsline. That's all in tonight's edition. We will see you same time tomorrow. Good night.